We now come to the final speaker in the open debate, after which we'll move to the closing speeches. Ruth Maguire, up to 6 minutes, please, Ms Maguire.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. When trying to bring about change for the purposes of campaigning and politics, I recognise a compelling and often successful route to go down can be to divide into sides. Are you for us or against us, a hero or a villain? Are you just, unjust, righteous or wicked? But as well as positively galvanising people behind what you believe to be the right side of something, that approach can on occasion stifle open, honest conversations and exchanges of views. It can leave folk with no space to change their minds and, at worst, on occasion, hamper scrutiny. As legislation progresses in our nation's Parliament, we know that curiosity about how things will work, exploration of unintended consequences, open, honest dialogue and scrutiny are crucial to do our jobs to the best of our ability. Whilst we are here to scrutinise safe access zones alone, I feel it's important, as did convener Claire Haughey and Gillian Mackay, to acknowledge that the issue of abortion is challenging to talk about. It elicits really strong emotional feelings in many of us. From my perspective, the decision to terminate a pregnancy is a deeply personal one for women and only the business of her and whomever she decides to involve. And from the outset, I wish to state that I absolutely agree with campaigners Gillian Mackay and the Scottish Government that women should be able to access healthcare free from harassment, fear or intimidation. I will vote for this bill at Stage 1, but I do believe that further exploration of some of the issues raised within the Stage 1 report are required. This debate gives us the opportunity to do that, as does our Parliament's amending Stages 2 and 3. The committee heard from a range of people with differing experience and views and perspectives on the bill, both in public and private session. I'm grateful to them all. I want to acknowledge particularly the women with lived experience of the matters this legislation deals with. Coming into Parliament to share personal testimony with members you've not met before is not a straightforward thing. I admire the strength and generosity of those both for and opposed to the bill who did just that. I also thank clerks and the participation team for the care and attention that they took in organising and supporting these important private sessions. In our report, committee recommended that the member in charge of the bill and the Scottish Government consider whether there may be justification for setting minimum and maximum requirements for extension and reduction of safe access zones. This was to ensure a proportionate approach in terms of the bill's impact on human rights and the potential risk of powers being misused by Scottish ministers, but to eliminate that. Now, the phrase misuse of powers by Scottish ministers might send hairs racing and make a good headline. I would maybe frame it a little differently and ask colleagues if, on principle, as parliamentarians, how much power they wish to cede from Parliament to the executive. The committee also recommended that Scottish ministers undertake a human rights proportionality assessment before making decisions about reducing or increasing the sizes of safe access zones, and that such a requirement should be included on the face of the bill, with some members being of the view that where zones moved further out of hospital grounds and into shared community space, it did require a further test of proportionality. I think that perhaps touches on the points that my colleague Bob Doris made. On the matter of silent prayer, there was a difference of views on the committee. I remain a bit unsettled about it, and I know that's not the fashionable thing to do as a politician. I know I should pick a position and fight ferociously. Right now, I kind of feel that an exemption for silent prayer may be necessary. I want to avoid the criminalisation of private thoughts, and I'm concerned about the worry of those with faith who told us that they feel they may be targeted for what they think and believe and not for their actions. But that said, I also absolutely accept concerns from supporters of the bill that exempting specific behaviours may undermine the bill as drafted. And as I've said at the outset, I support the aim of women being protected from harassment, fear and intimidation as they access their right to safe healthcare. I'm very open to further discussions on these matters. I would hope we could maybe get to a place where both these things were reconciled, and if that's not possible, even when I vote for the bill at stage 3, I would want to be very clear that I'd personally exhausted all avenues of resolution and could explain with clarity my decision to vote for something that, whilst upholding the very important rights of women to access healthcare, did impinge on the views and thoughts that, whilst they're not the same as my own, are perfectly legitimate to hold. Presiding Officer.
Thank you.